What's up, Leg Day Live? How's it going? Kicking off Leg Day. You know it. Going live on the Instagram channel. Welcome. I see we got some folks in. How's it going? Getting stuff set up here. All right. Welcome, crew. Welcome to Leg Day. Today is going to be epic. Got some really fun stuff in store. I got Camille here with me, and she's going to do our whole training session with us, which is awesome. She's going to also be leading her athletes on Feroz through this as well. And yeah, we're going to have another fun day here. You excited to train your legs, Cam? No. I think that's a general consensus. You guys excited to train your legs?
I like training legs. But
legs are good.
David was a bad boy this morning.
I'm always a bad boy. You guys know I'm a bad man. But anyways, yeah. So real quick, a couple things you guys are going to need for today. I'm going to talk about substitutions, but you want a good heavy band for the sissy squats and some dumbbells. If you don't have super heavy dumbbells, that's fine because today is going to be a little higher rep. If you don't have a band, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to substitute the sissy squat with a heels elevated squat. But for right now, Cammie's kind of getting herself set up, and we'll get you guys cracking. We're going to start with a pretty comprehensive hip and lower back routine just to get everything loose and moving, a lot of mobility through the hips, through the back, especially since today we're going to be loading the spine a little bit and doing a lot of hinging and knee bending. And then we'll get into first a little bit of a pre-fatigue with some deadlifts. We're going to hit some giant sets with the sissy squats, and then we're going to end with the Bulgarian split squat leg death. So real quick, Cam's going to come in here. I'm going to step out of frame. She's going to step into frame. I just got to grab some stuff really quick, and then we'll get kicked off with our warm-up. So can I hand it off to you, Cammie?
And to what?
To the audience. You've got the audience here.
Hi, audience.
Oh, they're right there.
I know. Hi, everyone.
A whole choir of cameras.
We're Monday, and today we're going to do leg day, yeah? Well, with the tushy focus.
Tushy focus.
Tushy and butt day today. If you have a band at the house, go grab this. If you don't worry. We're going to show you how to modify. But yes, this is me, and Dave is going to join me into our little Feroz / bodybuilding workout today. And so we're going to be waiting for him for a second. And hopefully this is going to be enough work on your leg that you're going to feel good for the rest of the day, or a little trash, which is also okay. What are you doing? Are you pooping? I bet he is. He's lying to me. All right, come on. We're going to start our stretching as soon as Dave comes back. And we're going to get our hips open, our lower back fired up. So that can be all healthy and good to go. Especially when you do leg day, you really want, your lower back and your hips all flexy and healthy to make sure it doesn't pull on your lower back and cause unwanted things.
All right. All right. So Cammie knows this, but I like drinks and I like supplements.
Okay.
So I've got my smoothie here, my morning smoothie, and I'm going to make my pre-workout, and then we're going to start.
You can't show your stuff with my stuff.
Your stuff can't see my stuff. Would you grab me a water bottle, Cam? Just for the pre-workout. Cammie's got her. It's super hot here. Okay, so let's start by going through our hip routine just to kind of kick you guys off. I'm going to show you a variation of a 3-position lunge. You guys who have been with us before may be familiar with this routine, but really what we're doing here is just opening up your hips and your hip flexors. So Cammie's going to do this. We'll do it side by side so you can kind of see. We'll do it in unison. That'll be fun. So
make sure you go grab your fanciest towel.
Yeah,
for this.
I'm going to double up the
Can you
towel.
go left a bit so we can both be in frame?
Yeah, all right, let me move this a little. too, so you guys can see. You guys have this here. All right, so the first thing is the 3-position lunge. We're going to start just by working the hips and the hip flexors in a bunch of different ways. So you're going to go down into a lunge, and I want you to try to get your back knee as far behind your hip as you can. And from here, you're just going to push your hips forward for about 10 reps. You should feel it, a stretch in the front of your leg. Cammy's so flexible. I don't know if she feels a stretch in the front of her leg. A little bit. Her hips, they don't lie, right? Just like Shakira. All right, so after 10, you can sit forward. Now you're going to bring your arms overhead, and you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to lean to the side a little bit for 10 again. It's just kind of like working the hip flexor, getting it open first thing in the morning. This is really important for back health, especially if you spend a majority of the day in a seated position like we do.
Which
like
we all do.
Typing our training programs and books and stuff all day.
Today.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to work the back of the leg, the hamstring a little bit. So you're going to put your hand on top of your foot just to anchor it down. Opposite hand's going to go on the floor. Straighten out your back leg. And with your back nice and flat, you're just going to go little circles with the hip, 10 clockwise and 10 counterclockwise. Ooh. I'm getting better. Just doing this routine consistently, I can see like a difference in my flexibility already. You're going to take your forearm, just drop it to your instep nice and low. Now you're going to bring that arm up to the sky, just rotate. And as you come through, rotate. You can push that opposite hand down to the ground and see if you can get a little bit more movement each time. 10 reps. Nice and smooth. 6, 7, perfect. You can see a little slow. 8, that's it. This is just like 9, you're so pretty.
10 for me.
10, she went too fast. Okay, so okay, couple circles again. Just to work it. Drop your knee down. Now you're going to bring the other one back and go into what they call a child's pose. All you're going to do is sink your hips back. And you can wiggle around. You might feel a little difference from one leg to the other after stretching it.
See if it stretch my arm.
Yeah, it's a nice lat stretch. Okay, so same deal now, but we're going to go with the opposite foot forward. So,
10 little forward.
Sometimes, like I'll do this hip flexor stretch, and my hip flexor will almost like cramp a little bit because it's so tight. I'm so tight, Cam.
Arms overhead.
That's not 10 reps. You got to do 10.
I did 10.
9, 10. Power position, power stance. Okay. Side. 2.
All right, hands on your foot, knee up. 10 little circle.
10 little circles, Cammy says.
Both side.
What do you call counterclockwise in French? Contre-clock.
Anti-oreille.
Anti-right. Anti-right. Okay, now.
No, anti-oreille.
Anti-oreille.
Oreille is like schedule.
Anti-schedule.
Or the direction of the clock.
6, 8, 9, 10. All right. Yeah. Good. Okay, now we're going to go onto our back. So if you have a towel, you can just put it flat on the ground just to keep yourself clean. We're going to do a series of, again, some hip stretches, a little bit more static. We're going to work the hip in a bunch of different directions. So first thing we're going to do, probably may have done this before once or twice, it's called a knee hug. So flat on the ground, you're going to pull one leg up, and with your opposite arm, just grab it and give it a little bit more, little help at the end. We'll go for 10 reps here. Then hold on the 10th one, and just breathe out. You can wiggle your knee back and forth a little bit of internal and external rotation as you're exploring that hip capsule. Now keeping it up there, you're going to bend your foot, keep it flat on the ground, put the foot on top of the knee, and now with your opposite hand, you're going to press down on your knee and open it up for 10 reps, just pressing your knee out. 10, good. Now, grab behind your hamstring, pull your knee toward your chest, and open up your glutes. Your glutes. Glutes. You love me, Cam. Okay, foot back on the ground. Now, instead of pressing down on the knee, you're going to go on the outside and pull across your body a little bit.
I don't know what that one's supposed to be.
Or it's just for tight guys like me. I feel it all the way up to my head.
I don't feel anything.
Good. That's one. Let's go the opposite leg.
Knee hug again. 10. If you're really flexible, bring your knee to the side so you can get more range of motion.
Yeah, I'm not in that category.
I know, but a lot of people are.
Yeah, a lot of people are. A lot of people are, really.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority of flexibility. All right.
I think on your hip you might be.
I mean, it's just the muscular hips or sometimes just
Wait,
bound
that
up.
was not 10 seconds.
Yeah, I went too fast. Cammy's calling me out.
But you need it.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going on the hamstring. I really feel this one probably the most in the piriformis in the butt.
Same.
It's a good exercise to do. And all this stuff is obviously like one for performance, but two, just for like orthopedic health, especially back and hip health. If you like to squat and train a lot. Okay, so now here's where it's going to get tricky. Cammie and I are going to show you some crossovers. So we're going to arrange ourselves so we don't smack each other in the face. So Cam, can you just go down a little bit? You go down towards the camera, and I'll come back here away from the camera.
Last time we did that, you kept going back down.
No, that's not true.
Last time we did that, you went like all the way to the whole garage down.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to do it that way.
And Dave is going to hit me anyway.
And you're going to go arms out, just like a cross.
Wait.
Okay, you okay there? Come up a little higher?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to go opposite arm to opposite leg. Oh, my back always cracks.
Yeah, mine too.
When I do this. But it feels nice. Ugh.
Giving the baby a little roller coaster right now.
It's a gentle rock.
You're touching me now.
I touch you.
I don't know how many you did.
Good. Okay. Now, last thing, little routine for the lower back. We're going to do some extension exercises. So you're going to go on your belly with your hands underneath your armpits, just like this. And you're going to perform. Cammie doesn't have to do this one.
I'm going to do some. So I'm going to do just some cat-cow instead.
Gotcha. So you're going to lift with your chest and then press with your arms. And you're just working the extension of the back.
So
Let's get 10 reps here.
When you do this at home, guys, the goal is to keep your hips down on the floor. So if your hips are coming up a lot, reduce the range of motion and really focus on keeping your hips on the floor. I'm going to do 10 head down.
After 10, just hold the last one. Hold the top. Breathe out. Try to relax your hips down. And you can even bring your head down and up and floss out your spinal cord a little. Go side to side. This is great just for reclaiming a good-looking lumbar curve or the curvature of your spine, which can sometimes get a bit flattened out if you sit a lot. And that leads to back issues. Trust me, I know, unfortunately. And now, child's pose again. Okay, cool. Very last thing, great stretch. Camille's going to show it because she's so flexible. My version is not as pretty, but it's going to be a pigeon stretch. So your leg is going to be bent at about 90 degrees right in the front of your body. And then you're going to straighten out your back leg and bring your chest over your knee. So the tight guy's version looks like this. And Cammie's version looks like that. What you can do is you can twist and then sink into it. You should feel this right at the top of your glute. Try to keep your back straight and just hinge from the hip.
If you want to feel more in your butt, if you rotate a little bit and go down, you'll feel it even more.
Yep. And it's never a bad idea just to fish around and explore the positions and see what feels tight to you and just live there a little. This is a good one. I like you. I always feel better squatting when I hit this one hard. I'm hitting it hard right now, Kim.
Yeah. You're going so hard in the pigeon stretch.
I'm crushing this pigeon.
Oh my god, I have like no patience for you today.
You love me. You love me today.
I can't.
Yay!
You guys have Dave for like, an hour every couple of days.
Yeah, there's a bandwidth.
I have this 24 hours, 7 for the past almost 3 months now. Yeah.
Past 10 years.
Well, past 10 years, but now we're really like at the house nonstop together.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to start, and I'll tilt you guys up so you can see. We're going to start with 4 by 15 reps, 4 sets of 15 of dumbbell deadlifts. So when you're doing the dumbbell deadlift, it doesn't need to be crazy heavy, but I want you to do it controlled with a 3-second negative. So when you come down, you're going to hinge and bend your knees. It'll be down, 1, 2, 3, and then up. 1, 2, 3, up. Throw a 1 second pause at the top. Just hold at the top for a second, squeeze, and come back down. Cammy's got some stuff to say as well.
Hear my demo.
Sure.
So a couple of things when you guys do this. It's too low when you go down if the back starts to round. So as you do your deadlift, as they start to bring the weight down, here his back is flat. But if he keeps going on the back round, that's too low for you guys. So don't go there. So it's okay to cut the range of motion here and work through that range of motion, but the back flat is your number 1 priority.
Yeah, I like to call it just pretty quality reps, okay? So Cam, why don't you grab a set of dumbbells, maybe, start with like the 35s. You guys can build up as you go here.
I need to go grab a charger for my phone.
Okay.
Battery.
I call this a weight bench because I like to prop my weights up on it. I hate picking them up off the ground. When you're doing a weight, like if you don't have a heavy enough weight and you're like, it's just not enough, feel free to put a band on top of it, okay? Because the band is great. It gives you a little extra tension. And this stuff doesn't have to be heavy because it actually is a good amount of time under tension as you're doing it. So I'm going to pull Cam's weights out here.
Thanks.
And she'll do the first set, and then we'll just alternate. So one of us will be going while the other one is probably
there we go.
Flapping their gums and talking.
All right. So 15 with a 3-second negative.
15 with a 3 count. You know it.
Here we go.
Four, nice count. 5, 6. Good?
Yeah.
Just in time for me to get all my pre-workout in. Okay.
Time under tension is a bit.
Yeah, and even that, like the weight's not crazy heavy, but it's like it is a lot of time just like holding the weight and breathing.
It's a good way. Just a good way to build strength and stamina without really putting yourself in any danger.
Yeah, yep, that's why like the hypertrophy is a great way to heal yourself, and it's a great way to train, hopefully injury-free, as long as you're very intentional and have good strategy. So here we go. 15 deadlifts, and a super spotter. Here we go.
Here we go. Back straight. 3-second down. And at home, if the weight is too light, just go to 20 rep or do more tempo. So maybe you want to go 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. It's a great way to achieve the same stimulus.
Oh yeah, that got kind of hard.
We're doing 4 sets?
4 sets. Whew. Pre-workout.
Here we go.
So between your sets, you might take about 90 seconds or up to 2 minutes, depending on how heavy you're going. Nice. She goes nice and slow on the way down.
I think I lost down.
2 more. 4 and 14.
No, I did one more already, I think.
It was either 14 or 16.
Oh,
Okay.
you're the worst.
So I'm going to do myself 30 seconds. And I think for this next set, I might bump up in weight a little bit. So I'll go a little heavier. Feel lucky enough to actually have a couple good sets of decently heavy dumbbells.
Yeah, I don't have an in between.
Yeah, between those heavier ones and the ones you're using now is a big jump. But like I said, if you have some bands, you can always make it more challenging by adding the bands. That's a good idea. It's also a good way to get peak muscle tension because the resistance is changing as you're lifting, where you get more resistance in stronger positions. All right, so here we go. Just locking it in. Come on, Dave. Sometimes I got a message from people like, yeah, I talk to myself too when I train. Like, you gotta be like your own cheerleader sometimes. Like, come on, Dave, you can do it. Because I never hear that from Carrie.
That's not
All
true.
right, here we go.
I'm the best cheerleader. It's not today. Today I'm tired. There you go. Good?
Yay! That was either 15 or 25.
No.
Woo! Take some breath away.
I thought you were as well.
Give yourself about 30 seconds here, Cam.
Well, it's light for me, so I'm good.
Oh, I know, but for the people at home, I want to make sure that we're allowing them to stay on pace too. Woo!
People at home, are you ready?
Cammy goes, grab your dumbbells.
Yeah, let's go.
And you know, one thing Cammy was saying was like, okay, it's a big jump for her from these lighter dumbbells to these heavier ones. But what she could also do is she could grab one heavy dumbbell on both ends, if you want to try that. I think that's a little harder too on the grip.
I also don't want it to fall on my feet.
And she doesn't want it to fall on her feet.
And I have a belly in the way,
And a belly.
so I need room.
Oh, nice, Cam.
line, Gabe.
Two more, Cam.
I think it was done.
There it is. Good. Okay. So that was set 3 of 4 sets of 15 reps of a dumbbell deadlift with a 3-second negative and a 1-second stop or squeeze at the top of the rep. This is our pre-fatigue that we're doing today on leg day. Lot of stuff.
I don't know if I'm really holding it at the top, but I'm squeezing.
You're squeezing. It's either a squeeze or a hold.
Yeah.
One or the other. Okay.
But stuff.
Cammy's been keeping me accountable to that tempo on the way down. But she also has the ability to bend and slow time. Like Doctor Strange.
Why are you picking at me so much?
Because you're an easy target. Here we go.
Don't forget someone else.
Here we go, Crew.
Today's not the day.
Today is the day. One, 2,
There you go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay. Set 3 done. So, just as a contrast for you guys, if you're getting exposure to this stuff, say, coming from a methodology like CrossFit, the big difference you're seeing here is that we're moving controlled and we're doing things very intentional for the sake of muscle growth. It's not just as heavy as you can or as fast as you can, but it's about trying to get the muscle to a really specific state to help it grow.
You should be focusing on really what you feel in your body. Like, this is not just about completing the rep, but if you guys see as we go, sometimes our rep look a little different, and it's just because I'm really trying to feel more my hamstring and my glute, or position the dumbbell a little bit different so I can learn about what muscle I'm targeting more. So this is a good way to just gain knowledge about your body, but also really go get the right muscle to do the movements.
Mind-muscle connection.
Mind-muscle connection.
Mind-Cami connection. Okay, here we go. This is me spotting Camille. See? 3, 4. Nice rep right there. 5. You might really kind of feel that hamstring stretch and load, especially coming down controlled. You want to try to feel that. That negative is where you're resisting the force of gravity against a contracted muscle. And that causes a lot of damage to the muscle, which helps it grow. They call it micro tearing. Yeah, fun stuff. Here you can put. I was just gonna put it down there. Cool.
Lower back stuff more for me, I feel.
Yeah, and Cammy's like, she's doing a big hinge. The cool thing about the dumbbell deadlift, which is similar to, say, something like a trap bar deadlift, is that unlike a barbell, you don't need to worry about navigating around your knees. So if you wanted to do these like a little more squatty, you could totally do that with more of an upright chest and more of a knee bend. You have variation to play around with here.
Yeah. So just like I said, I'm trying to find my hamstring and butt. So that's why I'm hinging so much at the hip. But if I wanted to target more my quad muscle, That's why I would keep my torso a little more upright.
Yeah, this pre-fatigue is really meant for the hamstrings, because the next thing we're going to do is going to be very heavy on the quads or the front of the leg. All right, last set. What do we say? Last one?
Last one, best one.
Last one, best one. All right, here we go. Lock it in, make it pretty. Work hard. Yep, here we go. Let's do it, guys. One,
There you go.
2,
Stick to the dumbbell.
3, 4,
That was good.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So just know that in this movement, especially with the dumbbell, pretty much the more you bend your legs, the more quad are going to get involved in this movement. So depending on really what you want to use in this movement, the more bend, the more quads.
4.
Just keep that in mind. You know it's too much bend if you're going on your toes.
Too much bend.
Too much bend.
Yay!
If the weight gets on your toes, that is too much bend.
All right. Now we get to have some real fucking fun.
Sissy or Spanish squat
Yes.
is the next thing we're doing.
The sissy squats or the Spanish squats.
According to the internet, there's a lot
A lot of differences.
of fight over how we're supposed to call
Well,
those.
the Spaniards are very upset.
I don't know. I don't think so. It's always other people that get upset.
All right. So I'm going to have Cammie demo. Cam, could you just kind of point the cameras in this direction so everyone can see here what we have going on?
If you want me to do that. And we're all there.
Okay. So, yay. Let me pull this out of the way. Okay. So this one is the sissy squat. Oops, my computer's tilted a little. Here, try to get you guys even. Okay. For the sissy squat, or we're calling the banded sissy squats, what you need to do is get a band and secure it to some kind of pole. So this could be somebody holding it. So it could be your partner kind of holding it. It could be a pole, like I'm going to put it on this upright pole down here. You want to hold it right at about knee height. And you can also do it on a pull-up rig if you have a pull-up rig, but even if you don't, even like a small tree or something could work, okay? And what you're going to do, I'll have Cammie demonstrate it, is the band is going to go around the pole, and she's going to step through each one, and it's going to go behind your knee. So she goes through one, then she goes through the other. Now try to make sure the band is flush against your knee because it can kind of chafe a little if it's not. You're going to take a couple steps back so that you're almost counterbalanced against the band, because what you're going to do is very similar to a half squat where your chest is going to stay really upright and you're just going to let your knees come forward, okay? And the complex we're going to do is going to be one giant set where the first set you're going to go with a wide stance, so go to a wide sumo stance. So outside your squat stance, toes pointed out, you're going to perform 10 reps here of the sissy squat. And I'm going to give Cammie like a small weight to counterbalance her too as she does this, okay? So 10 reps here. Then she's going to go to a regular squat stance, and she's going to perform 10 reps right there. And then she's finally going to bring her feet together and come back a little bit farther so you can really counterbalance again against it. And she's going to do 10 sissy squats right here with her feet together, right? And what that band is doing is it's helping her balance. Now a weight in the goblet, it could be a kettlebell, it could be a dumbbell, that's going to really help you kind of balance here as you do this. And if you don't have a pole, you could do the same thing. This is how we do it at our seminars sometimes, where, can you step through the band, Cam? You can just step through it once, like if you loop. One, nice. Okay, cool. And she can do it just like this. You can either loop through once, and I'm going to be her partner, and I can just hold it like this as she does it. Okay? So that's another way you can do it. So, Cam, maybe for the first set.
I think this one is a little too much for me.
Okay, you can go with a lighter band. So you want to try the purple one?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna go with a little bit of a lighter band.
Because it's more to
And
balance.
Do you want to try the 20-pound dumbbell? She'll do that.
All right, so guys, if you don't have any bands at home, what we recommend you guys do is just do the same thing with your feet elevated. So we just want the heel elevated because that's really going to help you go in those quad.
Yeah, and same thing. You can hold something in the goblet, elevate your heels about 2 inches, and you can play around with those stances. But the really important thing here is that you're putting the load on the quad, and it's not a hip dominant squat where your hip is moving back very far, but it's really just your knees bending, very similar to what you might see in like a hack squat machine.
So 10, 10, 10.
10, 10, 10. So Cami was wondering, this is why I wear my knee sleeves today.
I'm not wondering, you always wear
She
your
goes,
knee sleeves.
Why do you need knee sleeves for your dumbbell, leg day workout?
Take your knee sleeve and grip for anything that he says.
I wear it out to the supermarket just for protection from
exactly.
the coronavirus. Coronavirus attacks the lungs, but it also attacks the knees. Good, so she goes 10 wide sumo. And after she gets 10 wide sumo, she'll go to 10 regular stance.
Oh, fine.
She's already feeling it. She's already making angry sounds. Good, you guys can all see. I'm going to tilt you guys so you can see. Sorry about that, crew. You can kind of see what she's got going on. And then the last stance is the hardest stance, where she gets the final set of 10 with her feet together. You can tell she's getting fatigued, but she pauses at the top just to give the quads like a little rest.
But there's no rest here.
There's not, it's hard, it should burn. This stuff is not crazy heavy loading. So that means we want to really pump blood into the muscle. Yay!
So there's no really rest at the top because you're pushing your knee back on the band. So your quad are being really contracted with a lot of tension.
It's a constant quad attack.
I need to go pee. I'll be back.
All right, Cam has to pee, so I'll do this one. And I'll just do my best to talk through it, even though I'll probably be very fatigued. I'm going to grab my dumbbell here. Okay. So, it's good. Then, band's going to go right on the back of my knees. So right here. Like I said, if you're not doing this with a band, you're doing it with your heels elevated on some plates or anything. So notice how I can really get your attention so I can counterbalance myself as I do these. Pick my bell up. Here we go for 10, baby. Let's go. That's a nice live sumo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh my God.
8, 9, 10. Regular stance.
So when you do this movement at home, you really want to think about not just standing up, but pushing your knee back as you stand. So that's really how you're going to get those quad super involved. Get the most bang for your buck here.
9. Then last one, best one. I get some good tension against that.
Here we go. And something you're going to have to fight over is to not get on your toes. So make sure you're really sitting back and then push your knee back as you stand up.
Oh boy. Oh. Hard. That was hard, Cammy.
Yeah.
Woo. All right. Good. Step number 1.
How many are we doing?
4 sets.
Oh, God.
Yep. Oh, my quads are about to cramp.
I cry.
That was hard.
4 sets.
That was really hard.
Is this it, or are we doing something else after?
Bulgarian split squats. We'll do 2 sets of those Bulgarian split squats to end it. Woo! Mamacita. Very hard. Great leg builder. I think a lot of us are so used to squatting with our hamstrings and our glutes that this is a great way to challenge the movement. You guys who are tuning in, this is 4 giant sets of a sissy squat with a couple different stances. 10 wide, 10 regular, 10 feet together.
Oh.
Right? Tammy is such a trooper. This is a great way to, if you don't have a ton of weight, you can still really challenge yourself. This is not a lot of weight. It's a band and a light dumbbell. Nice, Tammy. All right. So that was set number 2 for Camille.
Tired today?
This is set number 3 for David. David.
All right, the bum needs to breathe.
I know. Something about that last rep, when you put the bell down, you realize how tired you are. Because it's so nice to not have that weight and that tension on you. And it is a lot of time under tension. So
I think it's just because I'm pregnant today.
and she's pregnant, but if you guys are out there and you're not pregnant and this is still challenging for you, know that you're not in the minority. This is very important.
I mean, it should be challenging.
Yeah, this is very hard. Make no mistake. This is a challenging exercise and a challenging rep scheme. Oh, but today,
Mommy's tired.
Mommy's so tired, Cammy.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so tired today.
Well, it could be the fact that we're demolishing our legs. Okay,
Impossible.
come on, Lipson. Let's get it, baby. Come on now.
Those are like so easy, and then it just hits you. The white stance is like so easy compared to the 2 other way to squat. And I feel like when you go back to the normal stance, it just really hits your quad hard. Which is good, that's the goal. Right now. Yep. After 5 in the second set, that's when you start stopping at the top. But then you realize that when you stop at the top, it's more on your quad, so it's not a good thing. There's no way to escape. No way to escape the quad burn. So we are doing 4 sets of 10 white stance CC or Spanish squat, 10 normal stance, and then 10 with your feet as narrow as possible. Dave, I haven't seen his last set, but I have to keep my feet a little wider because otherwise it get my belly in it. So I'm kind of going wide, more narrow, but not fully together.
Christopher Columbus, those Spanish squats are hard. Because he's from Spain, right? Portugal? Oh, Christopher Columbus. Now, I'm gonna go out, walk outside the garage and cry for a second.
You can do it here.
Oh, that's hard.
I'm gonna give myself 30 more seconds.
Cammy's gonna give herself 30 more seconds, which I highly recommend.
Like
She's one of those athletes that is always erring on the side of resting not enough versus a little too much. So she'll want to go back, and I think she might even get bored resting.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I hate waiting. Waiting might be like one of the things that's the hardest for me. You can do so many things instead of wait.
Yeah, I think.
I do love meditating, but it's because I allowed a specific time to do that, so I don't feel like I'm waiting when I do that. I think I have stuff to work on.
Protein shake. Inner workout protein shake. This is my first day at Thundercuts. Or a 30-day shred.
Can't wait because everyone knows that a pregnant woman and a hungry man in the same room is a very good idea during quarantine.
So while Cammy's getting
what
bigger,
a great idea, Dave.
While Cammy's getting bigger, I'm going to do the 30-day shred. So that's super fair to her, right?
Not only is he doing a 30-day shred, he's going to be grumpy because he's going to be hungry.
Oh, you're angry, like, where are my meals?
And I'm just grumpy because I'm pregnant, and today I'm grumpy.
Hey, no one said it was easy, right? Not easy, but the things that are hard.
It's like the worst timing to do that.
Yeah, you got to pick your battles too. But I mean, comparatively, we were talking about doing like the USA Nationals, the top amateur show in the world this November. But Cammy's delivering in September. So,
and who knows what's going to happen in the next...
So I decided, like, I won't do USA Nationals, but I'll just do the shred with our 30-day shred group.
But Dave is not able to just do things not all the way, just like me. So it's not a good thing.
That's right. We don't like, we love.
Yeah.
We don't play, we compete, And that's just our personalities. Nice, yeah.
Okay. That was better.
That was like an interesting. You didn't go super narrow on that narrow stance.
No, because my belly gets in the way.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Did you sound trying to
Yeah, I hear. I see
push
what
my
you're saying.
knees out?
Yeah, and I think like for those of you guys out there, play around with the stance that feels right or comfortable to you. So Cam was saying like, with her feet together, it was kind of a lot of compression on her belly.
See, the belly doesn't go.
Yeah, so she went a little wider. She didn't turn her toes out a little bit, so her knees contract. But I mean, like again, you're just kind of feeling it. What's wide to me might not be what might be really wide to you, or might be kind of narrower for Camille, just based on your level of flexibility.
If your belly is a power cooch, feel free to have your feet together.
Yeah.
But if there's a baby in it, don't smush it.
Don't smush on a baby. No smush on a baby.
No smooshing the baby.
We're going to dedicate this set of Spanish squats to Benicio del Toro. No, he's Mexican. Okay.
You're really struggling with your geography today.
We're going to dedicate this set of Spanish squats to Penelope Cruz. She is Spanish. She's from Madrid, Barcelona. Barcelona.
So, I'm drinking some FNX BCAA here because it tastes amazing. And right now, it's really good to drink BCAA while you train, just because sometimes you're going towards a depletion type of profile where you don't really have any more like carbohydrate in your system, so your system start to go in your fat and maybe your muscle to use as energy. So when you drink BCAA through your workout, it really helps mitigate the side growth going to go for the muscle, because BCAA are branched chain amino acids, so it's a really great thing to drink to keep your muscle tone, elevate the glucagon in your body, and really make sure that your body is going to go grab the extra fat as fuel for your workout. So when you guys do fasted cardio in the morning or depletion workout in the morning, which we're going to do with me in my new book that's about ready to come out in maybe 1 week. We're teaching you guys all of this to really like maximize your not your immune system, but boost your metabolism and really teach you how to eat to not only perform, but how to eat to perform and get the best body composition as possible. And there's a lot of like small tricks like this that you can do to really have your body go more towards the right type of fuel that you do want your body to use. So if you don't eat in the morning, or you go for a really long session and you do eat before, a branched chain amino acid during your workout is really, really a great option to add in. And caffeine too, and vitamin B2, which by the way is all in a Red Bull. So for all of you that wonder if I do drink Red Bull, I do. I can't right now because I'm pregnant and it's the worst thing in my life. Well, it's the best thing in my life, but the Red Bull, not being allowed to drink it, is really hard.
Hey, you want to do this last one just with no?
No, I feel better now. Okay. As you can tell, I was grumpy for the pretty much until now.
It comes and goes in waves, and that's, I mean, for Cammie, especially when she's pregnant, but even
I put it on the life of caffeine.
Yeah, even for myself, it comes and goes in waves. You might start a session and feel terrible, and then mid-session you start feeling okay. And that doesn't always correlate with your training status.
You move your this, I don't want it to fall on me.
Yeah, I'm going to move my this. Oh.
Sometimes I think trying to find the English word is too hard.
Move your this, David.
Move your this, go there, do that.
Bring me your this. Whew.
I was really drunk when you started.
It's okay. You know, sometimes it's sleep, emotion, food.
Being pregnant in a quarantine.
That's not it at all. Inner workout protein shake, guys. Preserving muscle mass, courtesy of 30-day shred. So you can see Cammie, that's her butt right there. She's working it hard.
Yeah, I am pushing it back because I want it to grow.
Grow that booty. And one thing she was talking about was the fact that the band is always pulling at the back of your leg applies constant pressure to your quads to resist flexion or bending the knee. So this one is a killer. That's why the band is really valuable here. And like I said, you know, if you don't have a band, you can elevate your heels and do a good sissy squat that way. But this stuff is all pretty much minimal equipment. If you don't have a good set of dumbbells or bands, I recommend that you go and try to find one. Don't be afraid. I know what people are complaining about equipment availability. Right now, no gyms are in business. So this might be a great time to reach out to some of those gyms and ask if you can lease some equipment from them if you don't have any equipment, because I guarantee you they would love to have any extra income.
Also, I know, I think it's pretty much impossible to find any dumbbell or kettlebell right now, but there's a lot of bands on Amazon, and they're great resistance training, so.
Last set. Oh, why are we doing this? All right, before I do this, Cammie, you need to dedicate these Spanish squats to a famous Spanish person.
All right.
These Spanish squats are dedicated to.
This is hard.
Come on, Spain.
I feel like it's. Oh, I do like Carlos Sainz.
Who is that?
He's a F1 driver.
Oh, and he's from Spain?
I think so.
All right, so hey, if you guys are watching Netflix at all, look up the Netflix series Formula One Drive to Survive. And
so good. If you're into sport, there's so much drama.
Yep.
I wish they could have done well, though they did a great job. The Buttery Bros did a great job this year, really exposing a lot of the drama that happened behind the scene at the CrossFit game. But
if you're not a Formula One fan, I guarantee you by the end of this series, you're going to be a fan.
Yeah.
And you can see some awesome people, the Red Bull Racing family and Max Verstappen crushing it this season.
Yeah.
It's so cool because we get to hang out and train and meet some of those guys. And like Candy was saying, there's some awesome personalities. So this one is,
you get it all, and you get from the kids who grew up completely poor to the other kid that's kind of paying his way to be there. It's just so good. From like fraud involved and like so much rivalry. I love it.
an incredible speed.
And this
Incredible
the speed and the skill is just
It's insane.
it's so insane because you kind of get to see the view from the athlete where I think it's hard to understand when you're at the top, but all the filming in the car, it's insane. There's no way I could go at that speed and make any turn. I did do a hot lap at the F1 last year in Austin Martin, and I literally laughed the whole time because I was like, this is like a roller coaster, except like you have much higher chance of dying. It was awesome. All right, back to what we're doing on the squat, just for the people who just joined us. So we just got done with this, but we did 4 sets of 10 white stand squat. And make sure when you do these that your toe is slightly turned out and you're pushing your knees out. That's really going to help you focus on that posterior chain. Then we went to about shoulder width, and then we went to your feet as narrow as possible. And every single one of those stands really target a little bit different muscle in your body. So the wider you go, the more in your posterior chain you're going to be, and the closer your feet get, the more your quad are going to get involved. So when you're at home and you're working on your squat, make sure you go through all those different type of stands. Not only is it going to help you gain tons of strength, it's going to help you develop more musculature, but also going to help keep you guys a little safer so you don't just overload one way of doing something.
Yes. Okay, here comes the fun.
Dave approved, yes.
Okay, so
Normally, I always add up something after to show that he knows something more, but I think he's too tired right now.
Piggybacking on what Cam said.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
Exactly.
last thing, when we do our time check, I think we're crushing it. We're doing really good here. Awesome. We're going to finish. We got started a little bit late, so we're going to finish with 2 sets of Bulgarian split squat depth sets. So I'm going to show you with Camille how this is done.
Which one are we doing?
You're going to have 3 different weights,
Let's see.
or 2 different weights, or even 1 different weight. So for Cami, she's going to do 35s, 20s, and body weight.
Yeah.
For me, I'll have some heavier weight. I'm going to set this up so you guys can see what's going on here.
I can't handle you.
Uh,
For me, I'm going to have heavier weights.
For me, my weight's going to be awesome, and her weight is going to be, I guess you could call it like non-remarkable. Okay, so hey, a couple things I want you to be aware of, right? The Bulgarian split squat, Cam can show you here. Back leg goes up on the bench. That's okay.
Well,
Back leg goes up on the bench. Let me tilt it down so you guys can see here.
only have a good view of my belly.
Yeah, there we go. And the weight's going to be on the inside. On the outside, I'm going to give Cami something to actually hold on to balance her. So I'll show you what that looks like. But for these, she's going to do 8 reps. Okay? 8 reps. She doesn't have to go all the way down until her knee touches the ground. Just a good stretch. And then after 8, she's going to hold halfway up for 8 seconds. Then she's going to drop the weight. She's going to pick up a lighter weight. And she's going to do 8 reps. and then a hold for 8 seconds.
That's a little high for me.
All right, it's okay. We'll still work it. You don't have to.
I won't be able to go.
You can even do just a regular lunge if you want to. A split lunge if you
No,
don't
I
have
like those.
So again, another.
I'm holding for 8
So
minutes.
8 plus an 8 second hold, drop the weight. 8 plus an 8 second hold, drop the weight. And then her last set's gonna be body weight. And then she's gonna do an 8 second hold, and then she'll switch legs. Okay, so I want her to have good stability here. So what I'm gonna do, just so you guys can see, is I'm gonna let her use this bike.
Or I can just still lunge. I don't want to break anything.
That's okay. Here. So she's gonna use this bike as stability.
Oh, okay.
Where-
I see.
If she's doing this, she can hold on with this hand. All right, so this leg will be forward,
Just move the
this hand
camera
over here, and she can use that for some stability if she wanted to. Or I can hold her hand. Or you can use,
You should hold my hand.
I'll hold your hand and she'll hold my hand. That would be
Yeah.
a good way to do it. Just so you guys can see.
Yeah, because they can't see.
Okay. All right. Another thing you could do is if you didn't have a partner, you could use a PVC pipe for stability on your hand. Just so you keep your chest upright. Okay, so 35, 20, and body weight?
Yeah.
All right, so there's your 35.
20 right behind you.
20 right behind me. We always end our sessions with weights everywhere. That's the mark of a good session when the weights are completely top down. Oh, I think I lost my feed. No?
Yeah, I think it's been an hour.
Share your story. Okay, I'll start it again. All right, we're back. Okay. All right, so we're back doing our Bulgarian split squat finisher.
So I'm only going to go partial range of motion. Because again, going low, I can feel my knee on my belly. I don't like it. So don't judge my range of motion. And if you.
Okay, easy with the language. All right. Okay, so she grabs her heavy weight. So if the weight's in this hand, I'm going to give her stability on this one, so she can just hold on to me. And I'm just going to get nice and tight so she can hold on to me here. 2, 3. This is really just for balance for her. So she can just focus on working the muscle without having to worry about balancing and stabilizing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She drops the weight. She grabs a lighter weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, last one's a hard one. She's just going body weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she comes out. I'm going to give her a second. See how she wants to like shake her leg out a little. That's totally fine. Take, 10, 15 seconds between legs. And now we're going to go the opposite leg. So the support should be on the front leg side. The arm, the weight should be on the back leg side. All right, so. Yeah, ready? And just so Cam can see, she can get the most stability. I'm just going to pin her right to my side. This is kind of just like when we hold our dogs when they're pulling on the leash. So there's no wiggling in my arm. I'm just pulling it tight to my body. 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming down. Oh, she went slower. Look at her, keeping herself accountable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sens exact.
Oh.
C'est quatre.
Ah,
C'est toi, c'est quatre.
if you walk like a dog master, you did it right.
Duck walk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fishy!
Fishy love.
Fishy's on fire.
Okay, so you can also see, I like to beforehand line your weights up, right? So I can put it down and just grab the next one without wasting too much time. So Cam, I'm going to go on this leg first, which means that you're going to hold me on this side.
Yep.
Okay. Couple breaths. And for me, because this stuff is bilateral, that's another thing. I can put some torque on your spine. So
Yeah.
be aware of your spine position here. Try to keep your chest upright. Try to keep your belly braced. I'm even wearing my belt just to make sure I'm really in tune with what's going on with my back.
Having a pose to hold on to is really key for that.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna feel if you start trying to compensate, you're just gonna help yourself more with it.
And here's the thing, right? I'm pretty heavy, so if I start pulling Cammie around, she's not going to do much. So I want her to hold with both hands right up against her hips, or she's got me right on her boobs, which is even better. You want it right on the nipple. Of the
My hips are a little low for you.
That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know that Dave likes me to count fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Careful there.
Wait, hold too far away, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Ooh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh. Deep in the butt. Okay.
Dave is like the biggest man child ever. And I'm saying this with a lot of love.
Yeah, I am.
I can tell that he's loving that I'm holding his hand.
I feel like I can act with the maturity of a full-grown man, but also hold on to my childish wonder.
Yes.
So it's okay.
I'm saying this
Listen,
as a compliment.
everyone knows I like boobies, and I'm not afraid to share it with the world.
I think everyone likes boobies.
Boobies are awesome. So happy.
I don't really know anyone that does not like boobies.
So this one, weight's going to be on the inside here. You're going to hold on the outside.
Can you place this right?
I'm going to stack them on top of each other.
Right, I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, it's hard. So if you have to come down for a second, that's fine. Back out. All right, second step. Or second leg.
Yeah, that was a lot of practice.
Got me? Okay. It's very hard to get to the leg.
Yeah, that's right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Whew.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't let go of that hand. Don't let go of that hand.
Ooh.
8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they have a lot of weightlifter.
My favorite Bulgarian is Nina Dobrev. Her character from
Is she Bulgarian?
her favorite character or character from the Vampire Diaries. She's from Bulgaria.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Well,
love her.
her doppelganger is
Nina Dobrov.
Dobrev.
Dobrov.
Also a Reebok athlete.
Yes, she is a
Reebok
Reebok
athlete,
athlete.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, of course I'm right. Please take note what she just said. I'm right.
And annoying.
I didn't say annoying, I said right. Oh,
All right, I think I'm ready. Are you ready to hold my hand?
yeah. Let me do this, Cam. Let me hand you the weight. Instead of having to hunch over and
Yeah,
grab it. I think that's the right idea. So here's the first one. You're going to go with the inside hand.
Yeah.
So here's number 1. Okay. She's on the inside hand. Hold her outside hand. She lets me hold her hand at the boobs, and I let her hold my hand at the penis. Okay. Here, number 2. Good. Down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm holding it.
One, 3,
Fine.
7, 4, with 10. Good. Shake it out like Taylor Swift.
You were.
I did not perform well that set, apparently. Apparently that set, my performance was subpar, according to Camille. She does the same. She's like, you were just terrible. You couldn't even hold my hand the right
No,
way.
you were trying to
You were trying to make me fall, and you didn't count right. All right, good job. Look at that, look at that belly. Baby's happy. Are you okay? Last one?
Yeah.
All right, so that was, you're going to hold it in that hand.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to help her out here. Give her for that outside arm. Inside arm's going to be on me. And I just hold nice and tight to my body so she has good support. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. Okay. Next one. Second weight. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. And now she can go right into the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! Well, here's the great news.
I'm done.
Camila's done. Right? That's so cool. It's such a good feeling to get done with the leg day. All right, so I've got my last set. Cammy's going to spot me and hand me. She's also going to hand me the weights this time, so I don't have to twist my back or anything, because that's one of the things that I know is a trigger potentially for my back, is any kind of twisting. So
Wait, which
try to be-
side are you starting?
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start weight on this side, hand on this side, and then we'll switch.
Give you this one?
No, I'll get that one. I'll get it up and then I'll bring it back. The other thing is, like, this bench, I'm going to move it a little farther back too for me, just so I have enough room to operate. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Last one, best one. Come on, Dave. You do it. You're a big boy.
I got you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Scale. Second weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Hold.
8.
Nice one.
Come on. Right in there.
Ah!
Let's go. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
3, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, gosh.
Good job.
Walk
One
for a
more
second.
leg. One more leg. So at home, we're doing 2 sets of 8 reps, 8-second hold, drop the weight, and we do 2 more weight. So 24 rep total with 24-second hold.
Oh, yeah. I'm sweating pretty good.
Yes, you are.
So now, weight's going to go on this side.
And I'll be on the other side.
Cam's got me on the other side. All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's get it. Come on. Last one, best one. That's right.
Yep.
There you go.
Five, 7, 8, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Oh.
Yay.
Owies.
Done.
Owies.
These
Oh.
are done.
Yay.
And sweaty.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Good?
That is a heck of a workout to kick off the challenge.
All right. I'll post the workout in the story. And the workout will be posted in the description.
If you want, maybe for 5 minutes, you want to do a little Q&A?
Sure.
Okay.
If you guys have questions about anything, send it our way. And we're
All right, we're going to pull it in, guys.
answer one or two.
Oh, boy.
So we'll answer one or two questions.
Oh,
David,
give me a second.
it's on your side.
Give me a second. Can I pull the camera in the middle?
Huh? So controlling. It was good where it was.
Oh, I'm going to kind of look in the same direction. Oh, awesome, crew. Good job. Nice. 14 people on here.
All right. So here's a question.
Cammy's got a question. What's the question?
What's coming up for you, Camille? Well, as you're asking, a baby. But also, we're finishing writing this book. It's called Total Body Reboot. And we're giving like a whole meal plan in it, tons of recipe, everything's super simple so you can do it at home. And with like 30 to 60 workout at home. Everything is to give you guys a super simple and straight up path to like health, best body composition, really good training at home. I know a lot of people are trying to have some guidance through their training. So we're pretty much, we're done writing it right now. Now it's time to put it all pretty together. So this should be coming out pretty soon. So I'm very excited about that. We've been working a lot on it, but we give you all the tips and tricks a little bit like I was talking earlier about BCAA. We talk about, you know, planning ahead, how to prepare your meal, what a plate should look like, all that good stuff too on the nutrition side.
Okay, I got a question. This is coming from my Instagram. So an athlete's asking, will chest day tomorrow be close to the same as last week, or is it completely different? So the way that we program our stuff at Thundrbro Muscle Anarchy or Dumbbell Anarchy is we work on a continuum Monday through Friday of legs, chest, back, shoulders, arms. But every day is different and every week is different. They repeat about every 8 weeks. But yeah, like what we do this week, like what you guys saw today in leg day, is not going to be the same at all next week. It may be different loading, different supersets, different tempos, different movements. So we like to keep it changing, not just because it keeps it interesting, but it allows athletes to continue to avoid plateau because it's not a linear process. It's working all ends of the spectrum constantly.
Variance is key for so many reasons. It develops you as a better athlete because you're always challenging your brain and your muscle. It helps you not overload a joint. It also helps you to always find different little muscle in like those joints to get like bigger, stronger, or just more fit. Let me see.
Here's another question about the shred. Guy gets up early, goes straight into the workout. You drink the Fit Aid during the workout. I recommend BCAAs before. If you're doing the strength training in the morning, take a protein shake before. And then if it's depletion, then do BCAAs, maybe the shake.
So someone's asking how long do our workout normally last? 45 minutes is a great place to be. If you're going to do, so for example, in our total body reboot that's coming, we're doing fasted cardio in the morning. That's just 10 to 15 minutes. And then we have the workout later in the day. That's around 45 minutes. Short and sweet is the way to go because that's bang for your buck. By the way, I used to think it was the most bang for your buck, which I could not understand that expression. Now it makes sense. All right, this is it for me. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow or Wednesday.
Here's a question from one of our 30-day shred people. For the shred, should we use lean mass or current body weight for calculating calories? So here's what I recommend. Use your total body weight as a general starting point with a multiplier of 12.
I'm helping you guys out a lot on that private Facebook feed. Like I went today and probably handed out 30 or 40 prescriptions for starting points, because 12 is a good kind of bullseye for most. But depending on your body fat, your age, your gender, we might change that slightly by giving you a projected body weight. So for instance, if you're a dude and let's say you're 275 pounds with over 20% body weight or 20% body fat, I'm not going to calculate you 12 off of that 275. I'm going to give you a projected weight that I want you to hit in this challenge. So I might say, okay, 265 times 12, that would be your multiplier. Same thing for like women. You know, girls tend to not lose as fast as guys. So for girls, depending on your makeup, you know, like I said, if it's higher body fat, it might be a little more aggressive. But if you're like a lady who's about 20% body fat, I might not calculate that off of your current weight. I might subtract 10 pounds and use that as a multiplier, because girls tend to be a little bit stickier in terms of weight loss than dudes. I think it's just hormones and genetics. And everyone's different. This first week is a trial, so the real adjustments come after this first week. So what you need to do is pay attention to how you look, how you feel, your energy levels, whether you're able to handle the food, and most importantly, if your weight is moving. So if your weight moves a lot, meaning like if you lose 5 pounds in the first week, that's way too aggressive. We need to introduce a refeed day off of that prescription. If you don't lose it all, we need to introduce a deficit day. If we lose 1 to 2 pounds, that's awesome. We're going to continue to push the following week by adding a deficit day. So it's very contextual, but that starting point, 12 calories per pound of body weight, is just a rough jumping off point for most people. And there is some variability. If you are in certain categories, that can be more challenging. And the categories that are more challenging are, first, if you're female, it might change a little bit. Second, your body fat. Third, your age. So, you know, older people tend not to metabolize as quickly. So if you're a 45-year-old dude at 215, I would probably program you a little differently than if you were a 25-year-old dude at 215, because the metabolism probably isn't as fast. Even at a similar body fat level, we might give you that projected weight, which is usually, I like to say, like minus 10 off your current body weight, or where I want you to be at the end of this challenge, and go off of that. So lots of ways to do that. But, you know, the best way, I think, is to get on the feed, get on the Facebook group, submit your check-in picture, watch the instructions for the check-in picture. Whoa, look at that hair. Watch the instructions for the check-in picture in the video today. There's a orientation video. And in the orientation video, it covers everything about the program, everything about calculating your diet, how to do the check-in photos, how to follow the dietary rotation. And each week you'll get updates as to which kind of correction to make based on your results. So this week is just a starting point. Next week is going to be your first calculation, where I paint out 4 different scenarios to help you figure out how to tweak that initial prescription. And we continue from there. The check-in picture is head to toe, 6 feet away. Guys wearing everything except nothing except boxer briefs. Girls in a sports bra, maybe booty shorts. Put in your current weight and your age, and we can get you a good starting point. And I, like I said, I was on that feed this morning helping people out with those starting points. I probably ended up writing 40 prescriptions just right there, just to kind of help you where you start. Now from there, you're going to really end up a lot of these adjustments are going to be you make for you. I'll show you the starting point first. you. Oh, man. Oh. Hey, I'm back. I'm sorry. I left. I'm so sorry. I forgot you guys. All right, I'm going to end the YouTube and you guys can come in live. Thank you for that. Thanks for being not sore. Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. Ending the stream. Ending now.